Texas school administrators now have a new tool to use when looking for new teachers. This month, the Texas Education Agency unveiled its Do Not Hire registry. Our Taylor Alanis is here now to show us how this is aimed at improving the hiring process. Taylor?
Leslie, this registry is pretty much a blacklist for teachers who have gotten in trouble with the law or their teaching license was revoked. Last year, the state created the Do Not Hire Registry as part of Texas House Bill 3. The registry tells district leaders if an applicant is eligible for hire or if they're under investigation for any kind of misconduct. And if they are found ineligible after an investigation, by law, districts, charter schools, or districts of innovation can't hire them. Districts must report an employee that resigned or was fired if there was evidence that the person abused or committed an unlawful act with a student or minor, or if they were involved in a romantic relationship with, solicited, or engaged in sexual contact with a student or minor. And if they don't report, districts can get in big trouble and lose certain accreditations. Previously, there wasn't really a way for administrators to find out if a candidate was under investigation in another area. Sure, there's Google, but if it wasn't reported on the news, it's likely not public knowledge. And background checks won't show if applicants were criminally charged but took plea deals or settlements and not convictions. Texas lawmakers are hoping this registry will help cut out inappropriate relationships between educators and students, and the registry won't be available to the public until April. Joe, Leslie.
Great, thank you, Taylor.
Taylor, thanks.